I was watching a video recently that mentioned that in 1970, 800,000 motorcycles were sold in the United States. But last year, there were only around 500,000 motorcycles sold. You know, a decrease of something like almost 40%. But that's not the full story. You also have to take into account that in 1970, there were about 200 million people living here, and now there are about 340 people living, or 340 million people, I think, living here in the United States, which, you know, my mental math ain't that great, but is an increase of about 140 more million people, or million more people, than in 1970. So this, you know, fact alone shows that riding motorcycles is becoming less and less popular. I mean, over the past years, there have, you know, been booms in motorcycle riding popularity. For instance, in or after World War II, riding became much more popular as it was a way to maintain the sense of adventure, the sense of adrenaline rush, and many people missed that after their active duties. So riding clubs and the stereotypical Harley-Davidson rider became part of the picture. But then if we fast forward a few years, or a couple more years, more and more riders were introduced to the sport as other types of bikes like Hondas and Kawasaki's infiltrated the market. Then we fast forward a few more years to the oil crisis in the 1970s, and motorcycling became even more popular as it was seen as the most economical and energy efficient way or form of transportation. And this is when motorcycle racing, both on and off-road really, became very popular, you know, which made it possible for motorcycle manufacturers to make more motorcycles, bigger motorcycles, faster motorcycles, and even cheaper motorcycles as they started to, you know, mass produce them as the demand grew. Then as we moved into the 2000s, you saw motorcycles live on as part of the American culture, especially in movies and all that stuff. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about the fact that the average age of a motorcycle rider in the US is about 50 years old, which may be decreasing, but it's decreasing because older riders are stopping to ride or dying off, not because there are more younger riders out there. Additionally, I feel like younger generations are finding it harder to keep up with the average livable incomes, from food to housing and all that good stuff, you know, the basic necessities. Little pop there. And even to purchasing a second vehicle, also known as a bike, also known as a luxury vehicle, or you know, a really expensive hobby in some situations. So with that, younger generations are becoming increasingly more risk averse, and the number of people on the roads is only increasing. So the risk factor increases in tandem, y'all. Thank you, sir. This, you know, paired with some of the scary videos you'll find online, and you get younger people, you know, scaring themselves out of riding before they even give it a second thought or learn to do it in a safe way or within their own risk assessment. So younger generations tend to replace cultural activities or adventure-seeking activities like motorcycle riding with watching TikTok and other forms of, you know, compulsive or mindless consumption. Like, do you really need to ride a motorcycle, or can just witnessing somebody else doing it fulfill that need for you? They don't really feel the need to tune you know, other things out, or they don't really feel the need to have other things in their focus, or you know, those primary visceral experiences like they used to. Much like what though, you ask? You got it, motorcycle riding, y'all. Also, I feel like in line with this, all the you know, social media stigmas and bikers, you know, lane splitting, doing 200 miles an hour on the, or 200 miles an hour on the highway, and then losing control and coming to a very sudden stop, and ultimately ending their mortal time here on Earth. Nice little pop. Anyways, all those videos only give bikers or riding motorcycles a bad name, making people less likely to want to ride, even though there are more of us out there doing it safely than, you know, being idiots on the road. Anyways, my next point, or the next thing I want to talk about, is with the decrease of riders, we are starting to see a decrease in the manufacturers making motorcycles, as will become less economically viable to produce them, leading to increases in bike prices, and then less people, you know, with the means to jump the barrier to entry and get a bike that they can safely ride. And y'all, this is only magnified by the increase in emission standards, making it harder to produce bikes with the, you know, the looming threat of electric bikes or vehicles just in general. That may just be the, you know, the way that motorcycles go sooner rather than later. Anyways, what else do I gotta say about this? Is that it? Wait, no, one more thing. Motorcycling has always been something that has, you know, been very community focused, with bike nights, you know, events and group rides, all that other sort of good stuff. And if people are commuting less on bikes, the riders that still ride are doing it as a part of community and as a hobby. And as the community dwindles, the riders have less people to ride with, and they end up giving it up for lack of community to start playing golf or pickleball or you know, something else where they can create a you know, more of a sense of community. So even though this isn't why I ride, I get it. But most modern society is, you know, increasing in like individualism or solidarity, and as you know, communication methods increase exponentially, people long for that in-person community and connection, and they're just not finding that in motorcycle riding. But anyways, that's why I started this channel, to share the experience with you all, and hopefully, you know, get some of you guys out there, just getting outside, getting on the bike, experiencing it, you know. But anyways, and yes, anyways, y'all, for the last time in this video, anyways, let me know in the comments, do you think that we are, you know, reaching the end of motorcycle riding? Is it going to become, you know, a niche hobby, kind of like horseback riding or bird watching of all things, or something like that? That's all I have to say about that. That's the end of my little rant here. If you guys enjoyed this video, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, or join the trolls in the comments below. Either way, it'll all turn out. Cheers!